our time under resistance is time under suffering. And it's kind of like we all are carrying these layers of not okayness, which is creating a fundamental identity, because the identity is resistance. And when we bring back the feeling of okayness, then that way we can let go of these meta layers of resistance. Hi, my name is Kees, and this video is about letting go of resistance. So, first of all, we need to understand what is resistance. Well, resistance is a fundamental no. We're saying no to whatever happens or wants to happen or a part of what is happening. And when we say no to that, we subtly or not so subtly resist it. We create a feeling of that we're not safe, that something is going wrong, that something is not right in our body, in our minds. While actually, everything is this wholeness, is this oneness, is the infinite being. So, what we're feeling, the feeling of resistance, is actually a disalignment between what the soul, or even deeper, who we really are, our infinite being, is saying, that there is only safety, that there is only oneness, that there is only wholeness, and that which our experience is saying, and our experience is something is wrong. Whether that's we can't get the Lego doll that we want, or it's like fear or war or something which is actually like we're being hurt actually. So resistance is something is happening, whether it's very small or very big, and we're saying no to that from an experiential level, while actually our inner being is saying this is what is right. This is what is meant to be. This is the only thing that can happen. It's like what is happening, right? It has already happened. Even though we might not like it, for our soul, this was the best way to grow, the best way to move forward. That resistance, that from an experiential level saying no, that disalignment with our fundamental being, which is saying yes to everything, because it is everything already, and it is safe everywhere already. So resistance is not the direct emotion to something, like fear or anger or hurt or sadness, but it's the indirect energetics or even feeling of saying no to that which happens. That could be something outside of us which happens, or something inside of us that happens. And that saying no is really profound, and it comes in to the system. It really is a shock to the system, we could say. And how to alleviate that shock? Because when we notice resistance, it doesn't feel nice. It's like we're pulling away, we're pushing away that which we are. We're rejecting a part of ourselves, part of the infinite being we are already. And that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good at all, actually. So what I explain to a lot of my clients is that if we have this equation of resistance, for example, I don't like what's happening, I don't like my reaction to that, I don't like the fact that I'm having that reaction, and because of that I'm doing something, I'm coping, I'm going on my phone or something like that because of that, and I don't like that I'm going on my phone, etc., etc. If at some point you say, but that's okay, and you bring back the wholeness, the infinite being, and saying, well, it's okay that I feel that way. It's okay that I don't like that I'm feeling this fear or pain or suffering. It's okay that I don't like it, and it's okay that I cope with that. I try to cope with that. That's okay. It's okay for me. I don't mind. I can deal with that. Our time under resistance is time under suffering. And it's kind of like we all are carrying these layers of not okayness, which is creating a fundamental identity, because the identity is resistance. And when we bring back the feeling of okayness, then that way we can let go of these meta layers of resistance, of I don't like this, of fundamental no's. And we can bring that back. So that's the choice do we have. Are we going to resist in the first place? And often that just happens, but then are we going to resist the resistance? Or can we become okay with the fact that sometimes we resist and sometimes we don't? Because how do we let go of resistance? Well, first of all, that's trying to embrace whatever happens in us. That resistance is something that is allowed. We're allowed to feel that. So if we don't like what's going on, the best way to deal with that is to be okay with our reaction. And that's the first step, right? Is that when we are okay with our reaction, when we're okay with the fact that we're resisting this, then resistance falls away in that moment. But then what the whole process is, letting go of resistance, is first of all, we do not create extra resistance. We are okay with whatever happens. We try to be, at least, we try to not resist. And as a crutch, you can say to yourself, but this is also okay. I used to, for example, a thought would come up like, I need to make a YouTube video. And then I would think to myself, it's okay if I don't make a YouTube video, and it's okay if I make a YouTube video. It's all okay. So, or it's okay if I do this to-do that's really urgent, and it's okay if I don't. But if it's actually urgent, you find yourself probably doing it. So that's how to deal with not getting extra resistance, right? But then how do you let go of the resistance which might already have been there for a long time? Well, there are different techniques to do that. And one of them is just to look for the resistance and feel into it, be with it, see where you can maybe feel it in the body and be with that. But another way is to just find out where you're mentally still believing that there was actually something wrong. And not denying that, for example, when you were actually hurt or when there was actual trauma or something like that, but our resistance to that, instead of embracing like, okay, this is a shit situation, I can't do anything about this, or it's already done, I can't do anything about it anymore. That's something to sit with, because my experience is that the resistance that we have is to something which happened in the past, for example, which is just what it is already. We can't really change it. But it formed and shaped us in a positive way because it made us stronger, because, well, it depends on your circumstance, but hopefully it made you stronger. But accepting it for what it is that which helps, because acceptance is actually a lack of resistance. Resistance is something we do. We have to say that no. When we stop saying that no, it's automatically yes, because what is here is just what's left. Freedom, liberation, enlightenment, it's already here. When we stop saying no to life, to that which we're naturally experiencing. And this is also what happened with me, is that I realized that I wanted to look for all the places that I had been hurt or resisted feeling or being with what is. because I had EMDR done on me like I think it's 9 years ago. I had such a breakthrough with that and saw behavioral change that I went in and I started visiting in meditation every wrongdoing or thing I could imagine in my past which was hurting me, to let go of resistance there. And that really freed so much. It was really, really helpful. And then I started, when I went through all my past, like all this life, I started to embrace just whatever wanted to come naturally in every moment. And through that, I let go of even more resistance. And then you notice in this okayness, more and more resistance will let go. I'm sure you can do this, my friend. And look where you're saying fundamentally no, and just retract that no. Say yes to life. So, my friend, if you're ready to let go, then we can together speak about some of your main themes. And how do you know that? Those are the themes that you're still suffering with. So when you let go of these, you'll experience so much more freedom. And if you're ready for that, just schedule a free coaching call below. And I hope to see you soon. Bye, my friend.